scream snapped me out of the ignorance of fantasy.
It was quite a dramatic scream that she had let off after he had hit her.
It was a crime of opportunity.
That day, unfortunately, I hit that girl, and I'm sorry for it, but I did not try to abduct anybody.
It sends a chill down any parent's back.
Would a child be capable of being tied up with this rope?
Your little girl, the target of a child predator.
Would you be able to place this over someone's head?
It would go over my head.
For Adrian Rosales, attempting to kidnap a 10-year-old girl would prove to be the end of his dirty little secret.
He fantasized about having sexual relations with a very young girl.
According to Rosales, he was exposing himself for years to little girls in his hometown of Tyler.
I admit to being an exhibitionist, and that's it.
In 1999, Rosales took it a step further here in San Antonio at a hotel across from North Star Mall.
We were very certain that he went there not just to expose himself, but to abduct the young lady and to take her with him, probably in all likelihood to commit sexual assault.
The 10-year-old was going up to her family's room from the pool when Rosales confronted her.
He had a 5-foot-long hockey bag that was rolled up. Inside the hockey bag, he had a stun gun, he had duct tape, he had a knife, and he had a tire iron.
He didn't just happen across this little girl. He was there for a reason and watched her.
The girl's uncle detained Rosales until the police arrested him.
We were a little bit taken back over some of the things that we were locating. Magazines associated with young ladies dressed in schoolgirl type of attire.
At the hotel room, they found a tripod that was already set up. The phones had been removed from the wall out of the reach of children. His plan was to videotape himself sexually assaulting this young girl.
Charged with aggravated kidnapping, Rosales posted bail. 2 days later, he disappeared.
Rosales was different in the fact that he was sort of brazen.
Bobby Hoagland is with the U.S. Marshals. Their task was to help find the fugitive by learning as much as they could about his patterns, his habits, his fetish.
He was a very dangerous individual. Back home, he had a child mannequin in which he had drilled a hole in the vaginal area.
We knew we weren't just dealing with, and quote-unquote, the average offender.
After being featured in America's Most Wanted, Rosales contacted HBO from Mexico. He wanted to tell his side of the story.
Negotiations were made between the Marshal Service and Adrian through HBO, in which we'd be happy to buy his story.
At this Wichita Falls hotel,
Okay, you're under arrest, Mr. Rosales.
Adrian was taken back into custody.
You honestly didn't think we were going to stop looking for you, did you, sir?
He returned to San Antonio and got the international media coverage he was looking for. Rosales was convicted and got 65 years. This is the Stiles unit in Beaumont, Texas. Because of their medical services and hospice, many prisoners know it as Death Camp. This is where we found Adrian Rosales.
There's no way to be able to convey in words my remorse. And there's not a day that I see when her birthday comes up that I don't think about her.
He still claims his MO was only to expose himself and videotape children's reactions.
Some of the young ladies would smile or they would laugh, and that wasn't the reaction that I was seeking.
Rosales claims his problem stems from being molested at the age of 5 by an aunt, who then introduced him to child pornography.
Was I a monster? Yes, there's no, I convict myself of that.
But Rosales believes he's cured. He hopes his victim has also moved on.
My prayer for her is that she's well.
Is it difficult to think about how you changed her life?
Yes, ma'am.
An inoperable brain tumor makes it almost certain he will die behind bars.
It's not the end. And you deal with it just one step at a time. I mean, I'm thankful for every breath that I have. Who gave that little 10-year-old sympathy? Was anybody thinking about her when he was hitting her in the head with a crowbar?
For law enforcement agents, they know this story could have ended much worse.
This was one of those circumstances that wound up in our favor.
Yami Virgen, Fox News First.